We should have had Halloween music.
Nope, start over. We're gonna do it.
Welcome to episode 29 of A Parkside Chat. Our last episode in our 20s. I was going to say our last year in our 20s, but that doesn't really make sense. It's our last episode in our 20s. Mm-hmm. Next episode, which won't happen for next week, we won't be on. I think the week following we'll be on. Will be our 30th episode.
We gotta do something special for the 30th.
But okay. Welcome to the Halloween, halfway to Halloween episode. Mm-hmm. It's actually 95 days till our Halloween season starts. I'm Brian.
Oh, okay.
That's my intro.
Oh, you want me? Sure. The only thing scarier than this movie are these popcorn prices. I'm TJ.
And boo to you, I'm Liz.
I was like, she's still shaking.
Original.
Like, okay.
So Halloween, yeah. So I looked it up just now as we were like literally going live. So they call it halfway to Halloween. Technically,
ours starts so early. I feel like it would have been a while ago.
Technically, whatever the first Halloween thing that happens in Central Florida, that's when, for me, like it kind of starts the season, right? Even though I'm not going to decorate like I decorated last year.
No,
but
yeah,
I'm just not doing that. But Mickey's Not So Scary is on August 9th this year. Mm-hmm. And that's so early because, I mean, I guess it was a week. Seems like about a week earlier than when we went. Because I think we went for the first night. It was like the 15th or the 16th or something like that. It was like middle August. And now this is definitely more towards early August that it's starting. So yeah, 95 days left until Mickey's Not So Scary starts. We might go over this and might be like jumping the gun here, but then it's also the earliest that Halloween Horror Nights has ever started. It starts before September at the very end of August, which is early as well. Mm-hmm. Mom is here. Welcome, Mom.
Which I know Liz is so excited for Halloween Horror Nights.
Liz, are you going to come?
Yeah.
Yes, we just have to go opening weekend.
Yes.
I can't go. No, I'll be there. I literally cannot go except for opening weekend, which I know isn't always what the group wants to do. So whatever.
Well, I mean, we'll be here doing
however
that.
The cards fall, it's fine. Yeah, you'll be there.
We will be here going opening weekend. Mm-hmm. So, are you wearing a Halloween shirt, Liz, tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am too.
Oh.
But mine is mostly on the back.
Oh, yours is... Oh.
So this is Dr. Oddfellows from last year's Horror Nights, and it is very nice on the back. It's like the main poster from last year, but it's on the back of the shirt, so... Sorry, it's not as festive. And TJ's glows in the dark.
Aww.
Yeah, it does that though.
Yeah.
Cute.
So, welcome to Halfway to Halloween. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for Halloween. I do feel like August is very early, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cat's here. Hello, Cat.
Hey, Cat.
So I will say that,
Cat is Oogie Boogie ready.
We're going to talk about Oogie Boogie. Mm-hmm. We entered our relationship. I mean, I knew that TJ liked horror, but we didn't go into it being like, okay, TJ didn't come into it saying, oh, we have to go to Horror Nights, we have to do this, we have to do that. He was not pressured, but because he likes horror, and I really didn't like horror growing up. You know, I'm a sensitive kid. Like, I wasn't down, just like Liz. Like, I wasn't down for the scares. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I always wanted to do it, but I just it never fell in the cards to like actually go. And then we had talked, I feel like you said you had been before, but it was like forever ago before we started dating.
Went and like, almost 20 years ago. It was probably 20 years ago. I went into one house and that was it, to support a friend who was a scare actor, and that is it. Now, I have grown to appreciate it, and I'm going to try Oh yes, Mom says his first experience was we went as a family, which was kind of odd because we were raised very in a Christian, a good old Christian Southern Baptist house, and I don't know what Mom and Dad were thinking when they
Yeah,
took
we
us
definitely wouldn't have done that.
to a laser tag haunted house, and it was like kind of a haunted. It was like a haunted house. Like it
Spooky.
wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but that was my first experience. I wonder what we'll have to talk to Mom when she's here about that, and like what was the conversation between Mom and Dad, because we were probably like, I don't know, I was probably tweens, maybe a little younger than that. Anyway,
Yeah, I want to hear what her version
So-
of the evening is.
Liz, I understand. I have eased myself into it. Now I am fully into it, especially after last year when we got the passes. There is just something about Universal Studios, and I think it's Universal Studios specifically because we will talk a little bit about Howl-O-Scream. Howl-O-Scream is nice, and you should go to it. Would I buy a pass and attend Howl-O-Scream over and over again? No, I wouldn't do that. But for no matter, even if it's a crowded and crazy night at Horror Nights, there is a certain vibe, a certain energy. It is not, there's not an energy of like, sometimes you think, oh, these people are going to be like, not great clientele, and it's going to be like people like, you know, maybe they'll be fighting between groups and just like not a good energy. There is just a really great energy at Halloween Horror Nights. Very positive energy, and even though it's like spooky and scary and but there's also this positive, like fun energy. And I would love for you to experience that, Liz, because it is, I think, very unique. And
I'm ready.
it's a fun
catch
time.
me with
It's
everyone's
fun.
bags. I'm gonna be holding the
Yeah,
bags,
it's fun.
holding all the merch, sipping a beverage.
So I have come through to the other side of like Horror Nights is, you know, and maybe we won't and maybe in 5 years we'll be like, oh, okay, we'll need to take a break, you know, from Horror Nights. I don't really foresee that, but maybe we do, or maybe we're so busy that we can't. But we are definitely gonna do passes again this year. So. And we did last year, we booked a hotel, and sorry, I'm taking over the show because I'm a little bit passionate about it. So we did book a hotel last year for the first night.
Yeah, we did.
And so we need to do that again this year, is book a hotel. So that way we can go to the first, well, it depends if the girls come, then that might kind of, because they might not want to go 2 nights in a row, but we'll have to figure that out. Anywho, but get ready. So TJ, take over.
Yeah, so all that to say,
Sorry.
Disney made a bunch of announcements today for Halfway to Halloween. And can you get into the visuals, please?
Let me just make sure I'm doing it right.
visuals.
TJ made the visuals, so
These are all from Disney, so I didn't make that picture.
credit to Disney. Thanks, Disney.
But yes, we'll start off with Walt Disney World. They made a ton of announcements, but a lot of them we kind of already knew, and it's stuff that are like repeats, but we'll break it all down and get into it, starting with Walt Disney World. So they said, experience favorite entertainment, new offerings, and trick-or-treating during the highly anticipated return of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Magic Kingdom Park and Walt Disney World Resort.
What's the new experiences?
Wait for it. Get ready to strike a pose with Mickey and Minnie in their new costumes. During the party, meet Bruno alongside Mirabelle in the Fantasy Garden, and even show off your best villain dance moves in the new Descendants Party, inspired by the upcoming Disney Plus movie Descendants: The Rise of Red. During this year's separately ticketed event, which will kick off on August 9th and will take place on select nights through October 31st. And tickets start at, so this is where I've seen people complain, but it's not that big a deal. Tickets start at $119 and vary and go up to $199, which I imagine is on Halloween night. Ticket sales for all guests begin May 15th.
Well, one of the nights that also is hiked up is like the first night because the creators and influencers go on the first night.
And Disney knows gonna go.
that they're gonna be, you know, they're gonna have a decent crowd on the first night, so they charge more for the first night. Let me
Yes.
see. I was going to bring up my notes.
And the other thing, TJ, you mentioned the dates that tickets go on sale. If you have an existing or maybe a new Disney reservation, they go on sale
Mhm.
on the 8th.
Correct. Yeah, so
So if
that's
you're
for
thinking
like
about going,
yeah, that's
get
for
a spot in line now.
like for Disney hotel guests and people who make reservations. You can make
Yeah.
you can get your tickets a little earlier.
And
Yeah.
and TJ can make your reservations for you.
Yep.
So
Yes, you can.
send him a DM, slide into those DMs
Respectfully.
respectfully. Okay, what's next?
Next is gonna be Disneyland.
Oh, Disneyland. It's me. It's my turn. And do I have a slide?
You do.
Oh, Oogie Boogie. So, Oogie Boogie, we had the pleasure of going to Oogie Boogie in 2021, and we really enjoyed Oogie Boogie. And so they have announced dates for Oogie Boogie. Gosh, I don't have the, let's see, when does Oogie Boogie start? Sorry,
August
I wasn't
25th.
ready.
They
Thanks,
put,
Liz.
They put a bunch of dates in there, yeah.
So they put them all individually.
I found odd.
They didn't do that for Magic Kingdom. It's like, you know what it was? It was multiple people wrote this article and they said, "Oh, where's your part? Oh, where's your part here?" And then they
The group project.
they pushed
got
it all
thrown
together. Exactly. We love you, Disney. So the 27 nights, I think it said the most nights that it's had, and starting on the 25th, like Liz said. And their ticket prices, they start higher, but they don't go as high as Walt Disney World. Theirs starts at $134 and goes to $189. I will say that this party is 100%
It's so
worth
worth
it.
it.
It is more. I don't know. It's just a little bit more than Mickey's Not So Scary.
I feel like you get more bang for your buck. And honestly, I always brag about how you leave with like book bags full of candy.
Well, you can leave Mickey's Not So Scary with tons of candy too. Yes, you can. You
But I
absolutely.
mean, when we went, they were literally like they had literal shovels and put them in your bags, whereas here they just give you a little handful.
The other cool thing that they do is they have like they don't call it a haunted trail, but it is a trail that's kind of spooky. Nothing pops out at you. They just have like lighting effects and fog, and it just is really cool. And it kind of each section represents a different villain, and it's really cool.
There was a cool Lion King scene with Mufasa.
Yeah, I think Alice in Wonderland was represented. There was a few others. But we went on the same night that your family went, Liz. We just didn't meet up with them.
That's right, yeah.
We were there at the same time, and that trip we didn't meet up with them. But I think your mom really likes Oogie Boogie Bash, too.
Oh, my family absolutely loves it. Absolutely. Like, my mom would probably pay double the amount of money that they're charging to go.
Yeah, I think that the price for California...
good of an experience.
The price of California is very, I think, right where it kind of should be. I don't know. I start to look at these prices now, especially after you did your park hopper that was $270 basically after taxes. And I'm like, well, that party ticket actually is looking better and better because you can get in with the Oogie Boogie, you can get in, I think 3 hours before. I think that you can get in starting at 4 o'clock for Mickey's Not So Scary. At least that's how it was back in the day when I worked those parties. So
yeah.
But I like Mickey's Not So Scary. You know, it is very much the same from year to year. They'll sometimes change. It sounds like everyone has new costumes this year. So it's a great time. So.
And there's so much to do.
Yeah, we did not do everything at Oogie Boogie. That's for sure. We did not do everything. Our recommendation on but you know what? There's a lot to do at Mickey's Not So Scary too. Like you really do have to know what's going on, and you have to figure out, okay, what is important to me? Because if you sit around at a dance party for a few seconds, even just for a few seconds watching, like you're gonna miss something, you're gonna run out of time. Because really, at the end of the day, it's 4 hours of party that you have. So you need to get in and figure out what your game plan is. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, I think they time the characters that are out at specific times. Like I was looking forward to seeing Cruella because the set that they had was like all of the fashion that she did from the newer movie. And I think we had like just missed her and we didn't see her for the rest of the
Yeah, that was for Oogie Boogie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say for
I
both
do love
parties,
the Villains Groves. They're so fun.
Mickey's Not So Scary and Oogie Boogie, you need to know what's happening, and then you need to like make a priority for what you want to get done. So
Yeah.
that's why I think that that both parties, while they might add some new stuff here and there, maybe you decide you're not going to go every year, but it is very repeatable because you will miss something. So even if you don't go the next year, maybe you wait a year or two till you go another time. You will, it'll be familiar to you, and maybe you'll get to do something that you didn't get to do the time before. But I saw somebody post something like when I was doing a little bit of research. They're like, oh, don't like how Mickey's Not So Scary stays the same, but then, Halloween Horror Nights is different every year. Well, okay. But it is
The audience is a little different.
The audience is different. It's just different. So
yeah.
But I enjoy Mickey's Not So Scary.
And then Kat says she gets to dress up and meet some awesome people in costumes.
Yes.
Yeah, some of the costumes.
Oh my gosh.
People go all out.
Yeah, people go, especially in California.
Have been really great over the years.
Yeah, especially our trip to California for Oogie Boogie in 2021. Not as much, but we went to early parties. Generally, as you go later in the Halloween season, people have their costumes fully together, and they're coming in really more extravagant costumes. Whereas if you're in the beginning of the season, maybe it's a little bit more just like the shirts and the vibe, and not the full costumes. But
yeah.
Whereas me, I was just trying not to melt.
It's hot. I mean,
still hot.
August and September is still hot, and even in October, it's going to be hot too. It's going to be very rare, and you would be very lucky to have a cool evening. And even when we were in California, and I think it was September, it was hot.
Yeah.
For Oogie Boogie in September. All right, that's my piece. Hopefully, I did a good enough job.
You did great. So next we're going to get into the new merch.
Oh, is that me?
I think so.
I think that is me. I didn't really prepare much for merch, but I love Little Skeleton Mickey.
Okay, this
and I
picture
saw
freaked me
like,
out a little bit. Did you agree?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
This is weird. Is that his daughter?
I didn't notice him.
I don't know. But I was reading something earlier about, I'm trying to find it again, about like custom merch. Oh, it's for the Run Disney. Do we have a slide for Run Disney?
We do, but I can get to that, yeah.
Oh, he said you ain't gonna cover that.
But no, you can. You can mention that when we get to it.
But I just think it looks so cute. And you know how people go absolutely insane for dated Disney merchandise.
Which I never understood that, because I'm like, well, once you get a date on it, it dates what you're wearing. So it's like,
I don't like dated things.
Yeah.
I think the only time I would like it is if it was something for like New Year's, like if we braved the parks on New Year's Eve and it was like, I survived Magic Kingdom New Year's Eve 2024, like that will be fine
something
for
like
me.
That,
but
yeah.
But I'd love for them to start to do some like simple Halloween things where like you could wear it later in the year.
I do like this
and
though,
not be
but
in your face.
But again, it's so hot here. Where am I?
Yeah,
am I wearing
that?
long sleeve?
Right.
Like in Florida, you can't wear that.
You can't wear a crew shirt, a crew neck hoodie.
And so for him, I think he's wearing that's a button up, and it's just a lot of bright colors. Which for that mix of colors, I wouldn't normally wear it. That I definitely would. That for sure.
Yeah, I like the Haunted Mansion, and that's Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, right?
Yeah, so I'm thinking this is Disneyland merch. My guess is they're not selling this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not, they would sell it here. But
it's a mix of the two. But all of this is on Shop Disney, or will be. But if you go back to the previous slide, the tie-dye shirt, I kind of like that. The one that she's wearing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Last year's
I'm not
merch
a-
was better,
I'm not
in
a
my
tie-dye
opinion.
person.
Like, and I don't see any Walt Disney World merch. This is all seems to be, even though this is generic, but I don't see any Walt Disney World merch. Last year's shirt was really cute, I thought. It was like the jack-o'-lantern.
And it says there's
Yeah,
new-
I do. Yeah, I do like
new
that.
home decor.
stylized, yeah.
New home decor is always cute. Take home a Mickey pumpkin. I've really wanted to take home the Mickey topiaries from Flower and Garden. I wanted to
oh,
take
yeah.
them so badly, but I wouldn't have been
But,
able to
yeah.
fit that in my backpack.
Right. I'm struggling.
But we'll have to see as we get closer to the end of summer what other merch items will actually be coming out.
Well, good job, Liz. You're doing great, sweetie.
Thanks.
Whose turn is it now?
It's me. So the next section, the little piece of news that Disney released was Halloween on the High Seas. This one. Yes. So they all got new costumes, which is pretty cool. So Disney said this year, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and Donald Duck don new costumes for the celebration. Mickey and Minnie are both dapper and spooky in their baddie ensembles
Batty.
and never to be outdone. Donald has put together a gentleman spider costume, sure to impress. His spidery legs are ready to boogie. That's weird how they worded that, but all right. Check out the crew in their newest ensembles. Have a scarily good time at Mickey's Masquerade, trick or treat, and nibble on frightening eats and drinks on Halloween on the High Seas. Sailings setting sail. I said the same thing twice. On select dates in September and October. Yeah.
Halloween on
Well,
the
we
High
were
Seas
supposed to
is
go
so
on one.
cute.
We might still go on one, but we have to change the date. So I don't know if it'll
Fall
we'll-
on the same.
if we'll go on a Halloween one or a Christmas one, or we'll push it to something next year. So
Christmas?
Mm.
it depends.
I will say, similarly to the parks, the candy that you get will last you for a while. Like when we just did the Bermuda cruise, it was Halloween on the High Seas.
Oh,
And
that's
we didn't
right,
take
yeah.
that much candy. We didn't take that much because we're adults. Okay. That's what they're saying. We didn't take that much. But we still had a lot of candy to the point that we handed it out on Halloween because we brought
We
them.
handed our Halloween.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah.
The Halloween candy that we handed out was for Mickey's Not So Scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was still good. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's what I really appreciate about the character costumes on, I'm sure it's similar with like the Pixar at Sea and other ones, is that they're in these costumes a lot of the sailings. So like once they have that Halloween night, you'll see them pop up and up again. But they had like Jack and Sally on our sailing, Captain Jack,
Oh, cool.
all these guys in their fancy Halloween costumes. It was really, really cute.
For those who are watching now, well, everything is for those who are watching now and later. Everyone, if you're looking for an experience where you don't want to have to fight long lines, like to have character interactions, the Disney Cruise Line is excellent for that, because sometimes, I don't know, there was a time, I think, didn't we like run into somebody walking through the hall? Like, I think we ran into the Green Army Men at one point in the hallway, and then something else another time, but there's always characters around.
Yeah, I think we just
Disney.
like
Always.
ran into Goofy when we were like
Yeah.
walking on the deck.
And it's not, it's also not like really, I mean, yeah, I guess it's in your face, but it's also like, it's very approachable.
It's like Disneyland.
It's kind of like Disneyland, but I would say even more. The lines are
More
even
relaxed.
less. It's and
And
you know in
there's
the evenings.
costume contests.
Are they?
I'm
Do they
looking
have
through my
costume
pictures.
contests?
I was gonna say, yeah,
Yes,
Liz,
this-
you should.
This is not a very flattering picture of this lady that I
Oh.
met who was dressed as Ursula, but like she went full
She
full
went all
out in
out.
her costumes. We got the Dalmatians, like people really
Cute.
get, and they have the adults costume contests, and they also have ones for like littles and kids.
Mhm.
But like it was just so much fun. 10 out of 10 would do it again. This is the folks that won on our sailing. They were Carl and Ellie, and then their service dog, was Doug.
Rightly so.
which was very cute. Anywho,
So no matter what time of year you're sailing,
Mm-hmm.
if you like Disney characters,
yes.
and you've never sailed on a Disney cruise, it's definitely a part of a Disney cruise. Liz.
Speaking of, I was like, this is the part that I'm prepped for. The Haunted Mansion parlor.
Let's see how many pictures. Oh yeah, he had the other.
There's
How-
I think 3.
Stinking cute does this look?
That's gonna be so fun.
This is like, for me, this is like, why didn't they do this sooner?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm
even
so
with the
ready for
Star Wars one and this one, and heck,
Well,
you
and-
could
well-
bring back Adventurers Club and just put it on a ship.
You could. First of all, I'm very excited for this. It makes me want to book a sailing on the Treasure as soon as possible, which comes out later this year, much later
Mhm.
this year.
Well, we're already in May, so it's not that
I
much.
think, well, we're halfway to Halloween, so might as well. But I think this will give the same effect for the non-Star Wars people of what the Hyperspace Lounge or whatever it's called gives for the Star Wars people, where people will wait in a line long to come in and get a reservation.
More. Because Haunted Mansion
yes.
appeals to more people
Oh, for
than
sure,
Star
yeah.
Wars, because there's some
Yes.
people that like, Star Wars. That's not me, not us, not in this house. But this,
This I would wait
This
for.
is
Yeah.
going to be big.
yeah.
I hope that the footprint of the lounge is large enough that more than 20 people can come in,
It won't
but
be.
small enough that it still feels really intimate. Like, I think
1,
about
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Pink.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm counting.
is it Pink
11.
that's on the Dream and Fantasy that is like the champagne bar? That's the name of it,
I think so. Yeah.
Right here, you could probably see
It's so
like
small.
Mm-hmm.
you can probably see like with the seating and the seating that is there but it's not pictured. You could probably see like 40 people.
Right.
It's gonna
That's
be it's gonna be I think quaint, but there are some things that we have concepts of that are not in this shot, which
like
is
the
this.
tank, yeah, with the ghost fish.
Yeah.
And how fun would it be to do like a beverage tasting in this bar?
Mm-hmm.
Because they do like the mixology classes. How fun would it be to have that be the location?
That'd be
The
crazy.
possibilities are endless.
Mm-hmm.
But this will be very, very, very exciting for the Treasure.
Let's see, what else do we have? So this, I'm guessing portraits
the
that
portraits,
change.
yeah, yep. So they'll
Mhm.
have the magic portraits like from the attraction. This one's cute though, because isn't she like a tiger lady on the ride? But now
I
she's
think-
like a mermaid because it's sea based. I think
Right.
she's the tiger lady.
Well, is it the same person or it could be a different character?
It looks very similar.
It does look
Let
similar.
me Google. Haunted Mansion. Oh, it's definitely the same. Werecat lady.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's gonna be super cute. Cannot wait. Just gotta save up the money to go, but I'm going.
yeah. It's supposed to set sail in December
Hmm
this year.
And then the island is
end of the year.
the new island will be ready. I think sometime in the late summer. I think it's
hmm
premiering.
Oh, this year.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Mhm.
next year.
Yeah.
No, like you can
No,
do
this year.
you can do dates for like the last half of this year with the I forget what the island is called. The new island.
Lighthouse Point.
Right.
There's some sailings that you can do
Both.
like a day or 2 days at Lighthouse and then still go to Castaway. So lots of options.
Now that's a nice itinerary, especially if you don't care because like going to the Bahamas, like
Right.
you might as well
Like
just
skip
go
a
to those
day at
private
Nassau
islands.
and just do that. Yeah.
Right. I would skip Nassau and want to go to both the private islands.
Agreed.
Well, I think it's
TJ
nice,
hasn't
too,
been
because
to
I
Nassau
know
yet, but
I've heard. Yeah.
If there's choppy weather, I know it's very difficult to dock at Castaway. So if you have multiple stops at a Disney Island, then you have more chances to actually go and visit.
And I wonder if they have ability to dock 2 ships at the new island. I
That's
don't
a good
know.
question. They would have to.
But I do think it is. I think there's more space on the new island.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do wish they would have done a full built-out water park.
Yeah, still.
I don't see that in the plans. And I also think it would be fun to like have some kind of like attraction. Like even if it was like a dark ride that like took very little energy to like
Something, yeah.
they could do it. Just like they could do a dark ride. Like they kind of like say that their water slides are like a ride, but like
Oh, like
Oh,
the
like that.
like
aqueduct
not really.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
not really. But I think that they could do something like that somehow, either on the ship or, you know, you do something on the island.
yeah.
Just
That'd be cute.
a blue sky thought.
All right, so next, let's talk about Run Disney. So, Liz, what were you going to mention about the shirts?
You can talk now, Liz. That's
No.
basically what he's saying.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I love all things Haunted Mansion merch. So to see more Haunted Mansion merch customized for the 10K, I think is really cute.
I like the logo for the Halloween 10K on the left. I like how the Disneyland is like the super old font of Disneyland. It's not like an updated version of the old font. It is like the old font.
Right. Oh, it looks cute.
But yeah,
And
Disney
come on,
basically
Foolish
put
Runner.
this. Disney basically put this out to say that this is the reminder for their Halloween 10K, and they specifically put in there that it was sold out. So they were like, if you missed it, sorry, flop. That now is the time to start training for it. So they just
so you can't even buy it?
Oh.
No, yeah, that's so it's like okay, it's a little
Oh.
weird, but
That
I
means
figured I
they
could
don't
buy
have
it.
enough to. They don't have enough to say in their little halfway to Halloween thing.
you know people go crazy for Run Disney, so they always
but,
sell out within like
How come
The
we
day.
don't have a Halloween 10K?
Disney World would never close in the fall like that, except for they have the Food and Wine one though.
yeah.
They can do it.
I would buy that shirt. I don't even run, but I would buy that shirt.
They could set up the start in the Magic Kingdom parking lot. They have enough space. Actually, what they really should do.
It'd be way too hot. People would freak out.
No, because they start it early in the morning.
Oh, true. That's
Like
right,
for a
yeah,
10K.
Yeah.
And its 10K is not that long. What, 10K is like 2 hours? Like max is their time, maybe? I don't know. Max, I don't know how long they let them run, but for a 10K, like an hour and a half.
I
I
always
want to sign
like
up to
joke
be a
that.
balloon lady.
There you go. I always joke and say that I would never do a full marathon again, but I probably would.
But maybe this time you would train for it
Yeah.
because he did not train for it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we
Nope.
had Singapore on the brain, okay?
That's what that was. I was ready to go.
And then
Yeah.
I was very nervous. Him at the airport hobbling to the plane and how the next 6 days
24
were going to
hours.
go.
Mm-hmm.
24 hours of travel. Yeah.
But he healed.
You
He
did it,
healed
boo.
pretty quick. Well, he didn't have a choice, really, to be honest. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Disney Eats. Now, they haven't really announced anything specific about like the park food for like Oogie Boogie or Mickey's Not So Scary. And we were talking about this kind of the press release and all the things that were announced today. And I guess Disney, when they got Gideon's stuff, they're like, okay, well, that's good enough. We won't do anything. We'll just rely on Gideon for this announcement. But this is actually happening now. So from today until Thursday, the 9th? No, wait.
I think the 8th.
No, it said the 9th.
Thursday's the 9th.
So that's for Gideon's. That's the one on the right with the hand pie. The one on the left with the macaroons is actually for
Oh,
Disneyland.
are you sure?
Yes.
Oh.
But I saw Gideon's next to that. Let's see. Disneyland.
Check the source.
Kayla's Cake.
Yes.
What's Kayla's Cake?
A store in downtown Disney.
Oh, so I was reading the wrong thing. So
But no, you're right.
I'm sorry. So Kayla's Cake is from the 6th to the 9th at downtown Disney in Anaheim at the Disneyland Resort. And then Gideon's is the like little pie looking thing is from the 6th to the 8th. So really for the next 2 days you can go to Gideon's and you can pick up a collectible card, which we did collect those cards one year. Never did anything with them, but we have them somewhere.
So if anybody wants them,
Like
Let's
the
see. So this
sorcerer's
ham pie,
cards.
it's the big. Is this the biggest dessert ever to come to Gideon's? Is what they say. Enjoy this flaky pastry, completely packed with chocolate chip cookie dough and lined with dulce de leche. That seems very rich.
that sounds.
It looks.
We're
It
not
doesn't
going.
look like chocolate chip though.
There. It's just.
It's just huge.
It's literally a Gideon's chocolate chip cookie
Wrapped
that they
in that, yeah.
wrapped in pie dough.
Yeah, I imagine that's what's in there, but that does sound good.
We're not.
It looks
going.
like a.
I'm gonna
like
say
a
tomorrow.
black
All right, I'm going on a
currant or
run. You
blueberry
take the keys.
pie.
Go ahead and run. Lily and I will stay
Run
here.
to get it.
We didn't. How rude of us. We didn't even introduce our guests.
Well, she's not wanting. So Lily is here. Our friend Chloe's dog is here with us.
You should see how she sprawled out now.
Chloe's on a Disney cruise, and so we're watching. And oh my gosh, she's
Yeah.
not ladylike right now with the way she's sprawled out.
Really bad.
Probably because it's a little warm in here now. But she loves the daybed that's here in the media office room. She loves the daybed, and it's the only furniture that she's allowed on in this house. And I think at home she's not allowed on anything except for the outside furniture. So she will hang up here in this room,
Even when we're not in here.
even
she'll
when
just
we're not in here.
hang out
She's
in here.
just laying on the bed. So she loves it.
Oh.
Anyway, so
Oh, Lily.
Mom said I was hoping for a berry pie. That's kind of what it looked
Yeah.
like, and kind of that's giving me the vibes, and that's kind of like for a chocolate chip cookie to be wrapped in dough.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I love their cookies, but I'm not.
You know what
It's
I
not my go-to because they're so salty.
And Steve, we love you. Steve's the owner of Gideon's.
Yes.
I would be curious to taste what their pie crust tastes like. Like, because we've tasted everything that Gideon's does pretty much. Like their
Yeah.
coffee, their cake, their cookies.
Even the other location, we got the extra icing one time.
But what does their pie crust recipe taste like? They could do some really crazy looking pies too, like
for sure, yeah.
fat, almost cartoon like pies. That would be interesting to see them do something like that. But we love Gideon's. It's been we because we don't live close to Gideon's anymore. We do not do the Gideon's
don't
runs
deal with the
like we
crowds.
did.
Oh no, yeah, we used to. Whenever like the first of the month, we'd always go and get the new cookie and cake
2022 was the year that we
once a month. Yeah.
did the once a month. We got the cookie or the cake of the month, and then we got the card. Excuse me.
Didn't
There's
do anything with it.
there's no need to do that. So,
I will do the cake though.
but it is good. The cake. I enjoy the cookies. TJ's favorite is the cake, and I would say the cake is
It's
just.
the icing for me.
Is that
it's
what's
pretty
in
good.
the little like cauldron looking thing? Like a brownie
No-
cake? Like a
No,
chocolate-
that's
a
a
cookie.
That's a cookie.
It's like
Oh.
a dark chocolate looking one.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And so now that's all for Disney. Now we're gonna switch on over to Universal. And so we had a previous episode where we talked about their speculation map. And so about a week or so ago, this fan page let out or released a second version of their speculation page. And so if you remember, a few of these changed, and so I'll kind of go through them. You'll notice right off the bat, one of them is the Bride of Frankenstein hair. And so that's where
Hmm.
that could be for Universal's Monsters House. That could be female led, or it could be just all Bride of Frankenstein for that, which they've said they've
Lots of
done
options.
a version of that in the past, and so they could just bring that back up, which I think that'd be super cool. And then kind of going around another one of them. I'm just gonna read what the notes that I had. So what went away? There was a Minotaur symbol that was speculated to be Poseidon's fury. The moon symbol that was speculated to be Nightmare on Elm Street for the anniversary. That's what went away. Also, the castle symbol that was speculated to be either a second show or another IP. And so, after talking about Bride of Frankenstein, the next new symbol is the Egyptian museum picture. And so, people are speculating that that could be a house surrounding the idea of a museum coming to life, or just a house around the region of Egypt.
That would be cool, like a mummy type of
Mummy.
house.
Yeah, showcasing all that. That's kind of the vibe I got, since they already have like the mummy attraction in there. They could throw Brendan Fraser in there somehow.
Is that Blumhouse down there with the black and white house?
So actually, that one is that black and white house is similar to the black and white skull that was on the previous version. In the last episode, we talked about the tribute store and how that they had a room that was all black and white. It's kind of just the continuation.
Yeah, okay, got it. A black and white house.
Yeah.
Got it. I understand.
Which I think that would be super cool.
And you already talked about. Did you talk about Bride of Frankenstein?
I did, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I would like a Bride of Frankenstein house.
And so one of the other symbols is the popcorn. And so that could speculate a return of a fan favorite, Slaughter's Cinema. And so this was a house that was featured during Horror Nights 28 and was themed around the location of a local drive-in where 80s B movies on the screen came to life. So I kind of want to do more research on that and see pictures of it, because that sounds really cool.
Immediately no.
Oh, Liz.
Here's the bargain I'm going to make with you both. I will happily do anything that's an IP that I recognize. So like Bride of Frankenstein, Stranger Things, Nightmare on Elm Street, Michael Myers.
Yep.
I'll do any of those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nothing that's like unknown, could be anything
understand.
with not doing that.
I understand.
Line in the sand.
Because
I enjoy going to the movies, and I'm not going to have that ruined by.
Okay. I understand that to some extent. Now, what I'm really curious about is the don't know what's the name. What's the movie where they can't speak?
Oh, A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place. Yeah. Like, how do you even do that?
I'm going to ruin that one. That's for sure.
Because A
I'm
Quiet
not gonna be
Place,
quiet.
like, listen, when you walk into these houses, they aren't quiet, and many of our friends wear earplugs when they walk through the houses.
Smart. Yeah.
To muffle the sound, just because it is very loud.
We should get you to come up here for Eastern State. I've done that before. Eastern State Penitentiary's haunted house. It's in
You've
the
done
jail.
that before, and you don't do Halloween Horror Nights?
Let's just say I had a little bit of liquid luck in me.
Well, you could have them here.
I was sort of just like dragged through. It happened. It evolved. The evening evolved.
You can have
But yeah.
plenty of liquid courage here. You could in a cup and get a discount on it. So yeah.
Now maybe we're talking. No,
Yeah,
I will do anything with an IP that I recognize, because I'll know what the space and element is for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me one of my favorites, I think it was like the first year we went, of the IP houses was Michael Myers. And the music's so iconic, and then just
It was a good house
that they portrayed throughout the house, like an actual house within the house. And
and
there's
music.
there's a part of the house where you walk through where you're walking down a hallway and then at the very top of the steps, you just see him standing there. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it made me just appreciate the movie more because it was more like the house felt more cinematic than scary to me. It was like walking through a movie set, which honestly all of them are.
That's what I am looking forward to, is the sets being really, really good and not just like your local haunted house.
Blood
that-
Moon. Blood
like-
Moon last year was such an amazing set.
That's-
That was our favorite, I think, for
And
last
that's not
year.
a few ones that you like that one.
Yeah, but
Like-
that one, she would have been not okay. The end.
It's perfect.
Oh God, that wasn't good for me every single time. Like,
I think that's the one that like actually does every time.
yeah.
And then that last one, really quick, the picture of a lantern that's speculated to be an IP house of Insidious by Blumhouse. Because there's
Oh,
scenes within
Oh, pardon
within
me.
Insidious where they're like holding the lantern, like going through. Yes, like the dark parts of the movie.
I'll also need you to make me a list of what movies I need to watch, and I'll start them in like June, because I can watch
Okay.
them a little bit at a time that way, and then I can get through them all.
Once they start like releasing them, we'll send them out.
Or just like other scary movies to watch. I haven't really seen that many.
Okay. I'll give you a list.
But we can go based off the speculation, and then if I need to adjust, we can adjust.
But this map's still kind of the same as far as scare zones. We really don't know anything. And then there's supposedly being 2 shows. You know, that purple one being the same as last year, which I'm not a fan of, but everyone seems to love it. Yeah.
What is it, like special effects?
It's
No, it's just, it's, how would you word that?
it is a rock and roll style show with a
Mm.
lot of skin,
Mm.
and it's just a rock and roll kind of show
Bad
with a lot of
Blotto.
skin and dancing,
Okay.
and I think it's not a bad show for a theme park show that
No.
really runs only 2 months.
From a theatric standpoint.
I think it's good. It's well produced.
Mhm.
But for me personally, like, I don't hate it. I just think for me,
It just
we're not the audience it's made for. And once you've seen it, you understand what it is, and that's just enough for us. Like, there's
Limited
other things I'd
rewatchability.
rather be doing.
Yeah, we saw it the
Mm.
one time, and then it
And they-
heavily leans on.
They pack you in too.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
it's like you're like uncomfortably shoulder to shoulder with the people next to you, and you're already like sweating and gross. So I'm like,
Mm.
I have to sit here for like 20 or so minutes to watch this, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, for me, it's just it kind of heavily leads on scandalously clothed women. And I'm like,
Mm.
Where's your mic? Mom's saying your mic's not picking you up very well.
it's like we get it.
It's
but-
a little fuzzy. Yeah.
It's like we get it, but like we get the point.
Mm.
So I was fine with the one.
Are you
Um,
done?
Yeah, that's it for the.
did you say your pro tips already, Brian, for Halloween Horror Nights?
I mean, do I have pro tips for Halloween Horror Nights?
Well, yeah,
Definitely
you can do-
Yeah, the
Stay
stand
and
scream. I mean, we'll talk about this
Scream.
more as it comes
Closer to.
closer to. My pro
The
tips.
VIP.
Go ahead, Liz.
Let's say the tour, the Scream, whatever tour behind the screens.
Yeah, we have not taken a
That's what I
tour
gotta
yet.
do.
We need to do.
We haven't taken the tour where it takes you behind the scenes with the lights on.
Which I'll do that.
We haven't done that yet. And then you can also do the night of a tour that takes you through to the houses. You can either do a private VIP tour or you can do a VIP tour with a group. We have an experience with the tour they do for Christmas, which was very good. We would like to do eventually a tour this year. I'm pretty sure we'll at least do the behind the scenes tour at
Yeah.
some point.
I think I would like to do that before our adventure.
So you need,
Yeah.
I would definitely 100% say, like, if you're coming, you should stay at a Universal hotel and get
Yes.
access quickly back to the hotel, because you could be there for quite a while. Like, it ends at 1 or 2 a.m. in the evening.
And there's
So
so much more.
you definitely want to get a hotel that's close, and so I would say Universal Hotel. Also, if you don't have a day ticket the day that you're going, like just a regular park ticket, pay for the it's 25 extra, and you can be in the park like before 5 o'clock. Like the park will close at a certain time, and they'll start corralling people, and then those corralled people, it's anyone who's in the park. So if you're annual pass holder or if you have a regular day ticket, you can start going into the corrals. And corrals sounds not fun, but there are food and beverage in the areas that they put you, so you can partake in food and beverage.
Yeah.
And you'll wait until the houses open. The houses, I think, officially starts at 6 p.m.
Some of them open earlier than others.
But the houses start opening at like 5:15, and they start the park closes at 5. They're corralling you basically at 4:15, 4:30, and then starting at about 5:15, they start opening certain
Opening
houses, and so
Yeah.
you get to. There was one night I think we did it with Chelsea and Sam where we took advantage of that, and we had done like 3 or 4 houses, in a matter of sure we had to wait. In that kind of the before
line.
the 5 o'clock start time or the 5:15 start time, but by 6:30 we had done 3 or 4 houses. So it's definitely worth doing that. So you don't necessarily, if you plan it right, you don't have to have like express pass or VIP to do all the houses in one night. You just have to plan. Like you can't be, if you're only going for one night, you can't just be like, oh, and you care about it. You can't just like, oh, I'm going to drink and I'm going to do this. And you kind of have to have a plan
Have your plan.
in place. But Universal, in terms of its VIP and stuff like that, it's very accessible and pretty affordable to partake in that stuff. So speaking of affordable, a change of topic, we have Howl-O-Scream also in Orlando. So I just pulled up, they announced today a special going on, and they've really been having a special even since not IAPA, it was since MegaCon, they were having this special basically, and it's $38.99 each if you buy 2 tickets.
It was like dirt cheap.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
That's
That
very
is
cheap.
for one night. And you can go to SeaWorld's or Howl-O-Scream's Instagram page, and they'll have it linked. And in fact, it's like their top link in bio right now. So go check that out. Howl-O-Scream is worth it. Like I said, it's just not worth like going night after night, in my personal opinion.
It's scary.
Do you think it's scary?
I thought it was.
I personally
I
think
remember. I thought
Horror
last
Nights
year
is
y'all
scarier.
came back and said it was pretty good
'cause they have a
for.
lot of their scare zones. They're like pretty open, and so there were people with the fake chainsaws and.
I will say
Yeah,
for
I do love those. I do love the fake chainsaws.
for
Love those.
them, their houses are sometimes a little bit more.
I'm trying to remember the houses.
There's a little bit more space, and so
Oh.
especially at Busch Gardens, there's a little bit more space, and so you're kind of
Oh,
not.
there's a space for the Busch Gardens.
You're not sure, and there's space between you and the party too. They do not do as much of a line of people going through as they do like when you, and that's another reason why, Liz, I know you'll be okay at Horror Nights, is because there's literally a line of people the whole time. It never stops. They don't send people in groups. You're in a
Oh.
line. So, and basically it's like a 15-second loop of what's happening. So you know what's about to happen because you're seeing it before you even get to it. And then
I
once it
might
happens,
be okay then.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
yeah. So
Aww.
Edgar's about ready to go to
Edgar.
bed. He has his blankie in hand. Anyway, so that's the thing on Howl-O-Scream. So no official word or updates from Universal. Though I imagine maybe this week they'll drop. They just maybe wanted to drop on not the halfway
Same
to
day
Halloween
as-
date.
Yeah.
So
So I
maybe.
feel like for Halloween, Universal's kind of always had the upper hand with their
Oh.
socials anyway.
Yeah.
Well, they have more to
They're catchy.
announce because it's
Yeah.
all speculation.
It's
and-
all very hush hush
New.
until like
Yeah.
pretty much right before.
Mhm.
Disney people wouldn't be able to do that. We would remember when they were announced. Was it 21? Maybe it was 22 when they were announcing the villains in the Villains Grove for Oogie Boogie, and I think the internet broke because Disney people weren't used to like not knowing who was going to be there. It was incredible.
Well, I know the internet breaks when you have to go buy a ticket for anything that's happening at Disneyland.
Also, that I love Oogie Boogie, even though I haven't been. I love that it's an amazing product. I hate the website when it comes time to buy tickets because it's really stressful, and it's stressful for me as someone that knows what I'm doing. I can't imagine someone that has no idea what they're trying to buy into
I think
and
it's
knowing that
probably
it
more
sells out in 6 hours is insane to
Right.
me.
it's probably more annoying for us that knows what's going on because we know how to do it, and the fact that we can't do it because of the
Right.
the traffic
Technical-
issue of so many people
technical
trying to get on.
limitations.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Halloween. 95 days until Disney's Halloween starts. Some things that are happening. We will be in Tampa this coming weekend for a media weekend in Tampa Bay. So we'll be covering some
Fun.
cool stuff in Tampa. We were just at Wilderness Lodge. You'll see more content coming on that. That was really nice. I had not stayed at a Disney property in a long, long time. I
And
hadn't
TJ
seen them-
never had.
and
I
TJ
stayed
never
at,
had.
Um,
Fort Wilderness.
Fort Wilderness, but it was like we stayed in our RV.
Right,
So, I mean, we were on property, but it wasn't the same.
right.
Not
And let's see, we have we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. We have Caribe Royale. We're doing a hosted stay there, which we haven't talked much about Caribe Royale, but it is a really nice, good neighbor hotel here at Walt Disney World. It's a great option.
Yeah, right down the street from Disney.
The rooms are super nice, and it's an all-suite hotel that really, it feels like they took it down to the studs and really revamped the rooms in the right way. They also have some good dining. We've been to the Stadium Club just for drinks. We've done their poolside dining, but we haven't done the Venetian room, which I definitely want to do the Venetian room while we're there. It's a steakhouse. What else do we have? We have Virgin Voyages cruise coming up in June. Yeah, we have fun stuff coming up for you guys, and stay tuned.
We are
Yay.
Yeah. And we're gonna put some more behind the scenes stuff on Patreon, so keep an eye out for that. Update that.
Spagliato. Very nice.
All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions in the comments section, thanks to everyone who came in to say hi and be with us tonight. We will see you guys not next week, but most likely we'll be back the week following. My mom will be in town next week, and so she gets in on Monday night, Monday early evening.
Have
but
the
it
best
will-
time, Mom.
Yes, it'll be
So
so
much
fun. We're gonna do Flower and Garden next week, so that'll be fun. And then we'll be back the week following. Most likely, I think we'll be back.
Yeah.
So,
We should be
all right. And if you're looking to book travel, TJ's here. So he booked his first package today, officially.
I heard. I'm so excited for you.
Yes. So even if you just want a quote, reach out to TJ and he will get you a quote, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.